Now, as usual, The Take will follow this programme just after 9:30, where we can analyse some of those interviews with our Deputy Political Editor, Sam Coates. But Sam joins us now. Sam, good to see you this morning. What did you make of the interview with Robert Jenrick?
I think it reflects what I suspect is quite a growing amount of nervousness about the small boats issue inside Number 10. Rishi Sunak has made solving the boats, stopping the boats, one of his big priorities, and him and his ministerial team, like Robert Jenrick, have been out many, many times, including this morning, to talk about it. But the key point, Sophie, is that the legislation is still in train in Parliament. In other words, nothing has actually happened yet. And the fact that Rishi Sunak has gone out to bat on this issue so much has actually created a perception that I know Number 10 are worried about, that they've started to take action. But in fact, all they're trying to do at the moment is try to pass a law. And what that means is that for all ministers like Robert Jenrick talk about this issue, nothing yet has changed. So this summer potentially is going to be very difficult. There are still, as the weather gets warmer, as the conditions get easier, going to be people crossing the channel in those small boats. And the limited action that's been taken so far isn't really working. I mean, it was an extraordinary section of that interview where, as you highlighted initially, Robert Jenrick slightly obfuscated when you were asking him about the Albanian returns deal, and then conceded that only hundreds of people have been returned who actually came over on small boats in the first place, and that the rest are in hotels or potentially have absconded. And therein lies the rub. It's an admission, and you saw that admission very starkly this morning after careful questioning, that even the bits of even the changes that they have made are not making substantial differences. And there's no guarantee that the main thing that they're trying to do, which is this major piece of legislation, as you said at the top of the programme, heading back to the House of Lords tomorrow, or in the House of Lords tomorrow, is going to get through unscathed. We don't know how long this legislation is going to be held up by peers. We don't know what kind of changes peers are going to demand of MPs. But what we do know is that everything that they want is going to mean that lots of time is... it's going to take lots of time for the government to get what it wants. It doesn't look as if we're going to get this legislation passed before the summer. It's not clear when the first flights back to Rwanda are, and it's not clear that the measures taken so far are particularly effective.